smooth criminals.
It does what it says in the box, man. It's Merlot. It's super approachable, not too invasive, and just absolutely freaking smashable.
I enjoy it so much.
Is that because it's dark and deep?
And so about the wine.
Welcome to Spit or Swallow.
Spit or Swallow.
We're Spit or Swallow. Weekly wine reviews by Drunk. Today we're talking about Chardonnay.
Poolside, De La Quinte.
My YouTube.
Can we have a big one? Oh, so good! No. Yeah, that's better. Hello guys, and welcome to Spit or Swallow. My name's Jimmy.
I'm Rob.
I'm Jenny.
And today we have this awesome Merlot by Gentlefolk. Yeah, an exciting new release. Gentlefolk recently acquired in 2019 a couple new vineyards, this one being from Norton Summit and the Marialta vineyard specifically. So this is a very classic Merlot done right. I'm led to believe that it is...
I should take the top off.
Yeah, probably should have taken the top off. Maybe a Chinese sex tape. It's an organic wine, this makes me nervous.
Oh, that's wonky.
Oh, we got it. Alright, we've got de-stemmed Merlot grapes and open ferment to establish a floor and then poured into oak for 11 months. So this is a very straight down the line Merlot. Hopefully it should really establish what Merlot should be. Never tried this wine before. I have tried other Gentlefolk wines before, but not this one.
The last Gentlefolk I had was about 5 years ago. I think it was a Merlot. It was Blossoms. You remember Blossom?
Yeah.
Super floral. It was so like brand new at the time. Like 5 years ago, this stuff did not exist in
I
the realm.
love Gentlefolk wines.
And
I haven't
was
tried
good.
this specific one. I just saw this in a bottle shop at Luna Wine Store in Byron. And I love the artwork on their bottles. We've talked about it before about how like you can see a label or a name and you just want to drink it.
And here we are.
Here we are.
Drinking it. Cheers.
Spit on my mouth.
Spit in
Spit in
my
my
fucking
mouth.
mouth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
It's super light, approachable, the bit of meat on the ends, but not too much.
It's a little cooler than probably what.
No, it is a little bit cool.
Okay,
I don't
my bad, my bad.
light to drink it. It's probably sitting even a little bit below 18 at this point.
Yeah, it's
Someone put the drunk girl in charge of the wine temperature.
But fear not, over the course of filming this episode, it shall come to temperature.
I
Like, I quite like it.
Yeah.
And so I'm not
Temperature.
mad, but I am also excited to see how it opens up.
I think this is like just a great styling shot of like a Merlot. Like it's nailed what a Merlot has to be in my mind.
You genuinely think like, okay, a Merlot probably going to be a bit boring, but this is not boring wine.
There's thousands and thousands of Merlots. Like,
Yeah.
To find a good one, to find a new one that's exciting is needle in a haystack. Unless you're watching Spit or Swallow, this actually reminds me of Blossom. I don't know if it is intentional or I'm tripping.
Yeah, this is 11 months of neutral oak as well, so it's not going to impart too much flavour other than the actual oak flavour.
If you like Merlot, you like the smoothness. I think like if you head towards a Merlot, you're heading away from like Syrah or Shiraz pepperiness,
Yeah.
or like the Cab Sav kind of forwardness.
Yeah.
And you kind of go with like the mellow,
Safe.
Merlot. It's a safe. You know it's
yeah,
going to be
Merlot traditionally.
Merlot. It's going to be that middle ground. Whereas I think
Temps, your Pinots,
this-
those three are like the smooth criminals.
It does what it
Yeah.
says in the box, man. It's Merlot. It's super approachable, not too invasive, and just absolutely freaking smashable.
I enjoy it so much.
Is that
I
because
think
it's dark and deep?
And so about the wine.
Yeah, so these grapes, or this specific grape was planted in 1990. And for those of you who don't know, 1990 is also my birth year. What else happened that year?
nothing
About
exciting.
that, that's about it. I feel this is when the newspaper's front page is like a squirrel surfing, and that's because it's all the news that there was that week.
Anthony, Vessel, please, sir.
I like that we're really getting Anthony into this now.
Me too, this is great. You should keep doing this.
You're gonna be the king of date night now. You're gonna be like wooing girls.
So Anthony is this young, gorgeous man who's about to kill the dating game with his wine knowledge, so...
So that before a date, all I need to do is just watch an episode,
Yeah.
buy the bottle, and be like, so, let me tell you a little something about this.
I'll give you a little nugget of knowledge here.
How do you feel about this wine? This is a little bit darker
this might be
than
a
what
bit-
we've done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is definitely more towards what I've tasted already.
Generic sort of
Yeah.
What you're used to in a red
Yeah.
wine?
When
Yeah.
you think of a red wine, this tastes like
It is a
Yeah.
pink road.
Yeah.
generic
Yeah.
It's just that
varietal. Like, it's just
initial
Merlot.
flavour.
If someone was used to drinking Merlot, you could sell this to them and
Yeah.
it will still carry and reference they know
Without
about a Merlot.
being
but
like, this
something
is a natural wine. Someone that just like drinks Merlot or a
Yeah.
heavier kind of style red, you
Yeah.
could serve them this without trying to sell them the natural wine route.
Yeah.
Because I think that a lot of natural wine lovers get stuck in the orange region. Trying something like this is so smooth that you could really like, okay, there's a broader spectrum.
Like this is a new wine, like what 2019? But it tastes like it could be sitting for 3-4 years.
Yeah, well, to have 11
You know,
months in oak,
You can tell.
yeah,
See, I hate those people who serve at the table and they're like, really like deconstruct this first sip out of the bottle when it's like a screw cap wine that's like
I love.
a year old out of like a whatever vineyard from a whatever company, and I'm like, it does not freaking matter for this wine. Like,
so it's 2020. I had someone at the start of the year, it was a 2020 wine, and be like, can we decant that? And I was like, well, we
it's a
can.
2020 Pinot, but please decant.
Yeah, it was a 2020
What?
Pinot.
Was it?
And they asked to decant it. You know, when you're like trying not to offend someone with your facial expressions, but at the same time, you're like, so fucking idiot.
For those that don't know, like decanting is only really necessary for very, very heavy grape varietals and to aerate them and also to
Yes.
like isolate sediment. If you're drinking a Pinot that's a year old, do not freaking decant it.
You
Doesn't
look
need
like
it.
a dickhead.
A decant.
You're a
Yeah.
decant.
You are a decant.
Oof.
Okay.
Just had to double fist you.
Please?
Fist me.
I so regret saying please.
Should we do some tasting notes?
Amazing.
Tasting.
Tasting for this? Actually, gentlefolk do deserve to be spoken
Well,
about.
so this newly acquired vineyard / hill they got, Norton Hill, apparently has this like epic pub on the top of it. Like,
Which we shall go to.
and they apparently have epic schnitzels. It's just awesome to sit there, have a snitty, have some awesome wine, and like look over the view. And I've been led to believe, smoke the devil's lettuce. I'm borrowing off a different wine review for that, but I feel like they must know what they're talking about. So thank you to that review.
Hempwines.com.
Yeah, wines. But no, it was really hard.
The devil's lettuce, they just bring the devil's lettuce with them all the time.
It's kind of hard to find
Once we
information
drink this
about this.
Merlot, we will smoke the devil's lettuce. For
Okay.
me, I want to eat pheasant.
Pheasants. Ooh.
Something gamey. I'm going gamey here.
Yeah, I was sort of
Gamey,
leaning towards
venison,
gamey.
pheasant.
Actually, funnily enough, I could see me pairing this with liver.
Ooh,
Don't
like,
ask me why. But
like yakitori
yeah,
lettuce.
like
Oh, like
yakitori,
an
liver
iku?
skewers.
Or
Yeah.
the skewers?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Chicken liver? But no, like something that gentlefolk really try to do is not approach any one grape any one way necessarily. They don't have like an overwhelming drive for their brand to be one specific aspect or style.
Yeah.
They treat every grape the way the grape should be treated.
Yes.
I think that's a really, really good compliment to the winemakers. Like they don't have an overall like extending brand vision that like they
Yeah.
make this sort of wine. It's like we make whatever wine we want to from that grape. I'll take the first rating.
Go for it.
I think, although not something I would typically ever consider
Mm.
to drink myself personally, is because I've not really found Merlot that interesting for me. But I think this has redefined my vision of Merlot a little bit. If I saw this on a list, I'd actually seriously consider it. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that was actually real tasty. Whereas previously I'd probably just skim over it. So for that reason, I'm gonna give it probably a 7.5 for just like redefining my perception of Merlot. I think it
Yeah.
deserves that.
I'm gonna give this an 8
Okay.
because I really like.
You're a
really
big
strong.
red body
I'm
drinker.
a red wine
Big
drinker.
red.
Sinead, what do you think?
I'm going with a 7.5. I'm with it. I fucking love this wine. I think that for me, like in my head, when I'm like looking at a bottle shop, you see your different signs, and I skip over Merlot because I always think it's going to be boring.
Safe. It's a safe
So
wine.
good.
Yeah, and like
Merlot Tempranillo.
even
Safe.
if you're like, okay, I'm just having drinks, or maybe I'm cooking, or like whatever it is, I skip over it. Whereas this, I would never skip over this wine.
This is a great like prepping like dinner party kitchen wine.
Yeah.
So, like you got guests coming over for dinner party and you're in the kitchen cooking up a storm. This.
We'll be friends.